the largest bankruptcy declared by in the city in the U.S. So it's enormous.
It's official. Detroit is now the largest city in U.S. history to declare bankruptcy by far.
Well, the fact is it's in a financial crisis and has been for some time.
As tough as this is, I really didn't want to go in this direction, but now that we are here, we have to make the best.
What you just heard were clips from radio broadcast days after the city of Detroit filed for bankruptcy. But let's demystify bankruptcy. When the debts of a person or even a city exceed their ability to pay, they can file a petition of bankruptcy with the bankruptcy court. The United States maintains 6 separate bankruptcy types, but for simplicity, we can break those down into 2 categories: reorganization and forgiveness. Reorganization allows the filer to pay part of what's owed to his creditors. Forgiveness does just that. Discharges the debt of the borrower, except for those select creditors who he or she chooses to reaffirm his debt with. Since 2008, there have been 6.7 million bankruptcy filings in the United States. Between 2008 and 2012, on average, 64% of those filing chose forgiveness, with the remainder of petitioners, 36%, entering into reorganization bankruptcies and satisfying their creditors, at least in part. So what happened before there was bankruptcy? According to a historical perspective of bankruptcy by Lucinda Corey, through the mid-19th century, debtors' prisons were a common way to deal with unpaid debt in Western Europe. And as of May 2013, the practice persists in the United Arab Emirates, Hong Kong, and Greece. In this context, bankruptcy acts as a social mechanism, distinguishing criminal acts from the extenuating circumstances that result in amassing debt that some borrowers are unable to pay in accordance with the original terms. So why the city of Detroit? Through July of this year, Detroit has maintained the highest unemployment rate of any comparable metropolitan area. The unmet demand for social services is so great that 40% of traffic signals don't work in the city of Detroit. And there's been a dramatic decline in population. And while the news clips were dramatic and sensational, there was some truth in there. Detroit's total debt is estimated at between $18 and $20 billion. Given that 2 of Detroit's largest employers, Chrysler and General Motors, have filed bankruptcy in the last 5 years, some have argued that Detroit's bankruptcy filing was inevitable. But it should be noted that both Chrysler and General Motors were able to exit bankruptcy in as little as 41 days after filing and continue to operate to this day. Bankruptcy provides relief for the overburdened borrower, and where the borrower has resources, it allows for the repayment of debts in terms that they can meet. Bankruptcy provides relief for the overburdened borrower, and where the borrower has resources, it allows for the repayment of debts in terms that they can meet. It provides protection against aggressive creditors, protects assets like retirement accounts and family property that some had spent a lifetime amassing. It provides the opportunity for a fresh start, and that's something we can all appreciate.